Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. And I'm actually abroad. I'm in Estonia at the moment. First time I've been here. I'm in Tallinn, which is the capital. You can see the t-shirt there. Didn't waste any time in adding to the t-shirt collection. I'm in the middle of the old town. It's a beautiful city. If you get a chance to come here, do so because you won't regret it. It really is a stunning place. And I love the old town because it's all within walking distance, you know. I got myself a nice little guest house room. So I thought I'd bang out a quick video because I'm obviously keeping up with the boxing. And I did read something that, to be honest with you, doesn't surprise me. And that is that Chantelle Cameron and Katie Taylor will not face each other in a rubber match. They're at 1-1 at the moment, two terrific fights. Chantelle she gave an interview with Sky Sports. She's quite irate that the fight isn't going to go ahead, but she says she's going to move on, go to 147 maybe. She's annoyed because she feels months of her career have been kind of, wasted, I suppose. How old is she now? About 32, I think, Chantelle. Katie's older. But there's no doubt that even though Chantelle she has close connections to Matchroom Eddie Hearn, anyone's going to play second fiddle to Katie Taylor. And Katie Taylor, in fact, is talking about facing Amanda Serrano again in June in America. Now, I'll say I'm not surprised that this is the way things have turned out because I thought, having had the back-to-back fights with Chantelle and become undisputed at two weights, Katie would probably go looking for the Serrano rematch because that first fight was hell on earth. Brilliant fight. And she edged out Serrano. A lot of people felt Serrano won. But I thought what will probably happen is Katie and Serrano will get it on for a second time and then the winner will go for Chantelle. But Chantelle's talking of going to 147. She can probably still make 140, I imagine. I mean, these leading female fighters jump up and down the weights because they go where the action is, and because the gene pool in the women's game is so much shallower. They have to go where the money is and where the big fights are. It's kind of like the lower weights with the guys. Do you know what I mean? So this doesn't surprise me. But if Katie faces Serrano in June, I mean, Serrano had that aborted fight where I think she dyed her hair and the hair dye got in her eyes and she was in an awful state and the fight got called off with like minutes to go. That means that we haven't, and Serrano has looked a little past her best in recent fights. I mean, we saw Sky Nicholson all but whitewashed Sarah Mahfoud, which I thought would probably happen. I think on one card she lost one round, and the other two cards had it 100-90. Well, Mahfoud took a few rounds off Serrano when they fought, and I know that styles make fights, but I thought that Serrano actually in the last couple of fights has looked a little bit not jaded, just perhaps half a pace slower. So maybe Katie's thinking, hey, I'm no spring chicken now. And even though she fought her heart out and edged out Cameron in the rematch, and some people thought Cameron won that fight, but nevertheless, it was a blast from the past. I mean, one of Katie's best performances. She might be thinking, well, or a team might be thinking, okay, Serrano might be there for the taking. It might be less heavy going in the rematch than it was in the first fight, which again was just a terrific war. So I'm not that surprised that Katie's gone down that Serrano path. As far as Chantelle is concerned, again, I mean, there are options, I suppose, 147, but I don't know, who's she going to fight? Maybe she'll jump to 154. You just don't know, do you? I mean, it's difficult to know, really. These girls, they jump up and down the weights like crazy. And, we saw Terry Harper going to 154, winning a couple of belts off Hannah Rankin, and then she dropped down to 147 and got smashed up. Sandy Ryan, wasn't it? Who's a tough little madam. I wonder if that could be an option for Chantelle Cameron. But again, this is why I like the women's game, because one of the reasons why I like it is because the girls, if they want to make money and if they want to build a legacy, they've got to fight each other. I'm not really someone who's a fan of jumping up and down weights all the time, but they have to do it. I mean, Serrano has been a champ at eight weight divisions. That says it all. I think she's gone down to something like bantam or fly or something ridiculous. But the women do this because they have to do it. And that's also why I like the men's game, the lower weights, because you get the matchups made. They're made easier. They're made quicker. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing what develops here. I think the Taylor Serrano rematch, if it is in June, where they're gonna hold that. There was talk of holding it in New York, but Vegas is probably a better bet. Um, I think that'll be a good fight. And don't forget, if you get two fighters who are kind of past their best a little bit, but you match them up, you can get some absolutely classic fights. And the obvious example for me, and the one that pops into my mind every time, is the third Ali Frazier fight, where both guys had seen better days, but what a fight they produced! What an incredible fight! So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Yeah, if you've got any thoughts, do you think Cameron should face Taylor again next? It's not going to happen, but did you want to see that? Did you want to see? I mean, I thought Taylor might have faced Serrano a second time quicker rather than jump up to 140, where she's not really a 140 fighter. But again, maybe her team were waiting for Serrano to slow down a bit, kind of like Canelo did with Golovkin. Then you know what happened there when they fought the first two times. So let me know what you think if you've got any thoughts. Thank you for your time as always. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button as well. And I'm going to go and enjoy myself because hey, I'm abroad. Catch you later.